show us much more than music. It's ministry.
Yo, how many? We were talking about this earlier. How many shows have you done in your career? You think? I've given you like an hour and a half to think about this now.
I don't know if I can make a number. I mean, I probably have averaged 100 to 150 shows pretty much every year since I went full time. So I've been full time 15 years.
So that's at least 1,500 shows.
Oh, it'd be more than that. It would be easily.
I think it's 2,000.
2,000, maybe close to 3,000.
3,000 shows.
Maybe. I'll say yeah. Maybe approximately. I mean, rappers always exaggerate everything, so I could be exaggerating. I don't know. I mean, it's been a lot. I've stayed. I came into it knowing I had to tour.
That you had to tour.
Yeah. So I've always made the philosophy take everything I can.
So how has touring changed for you, and even for the Christian rap scene in that period of time since you've been doing this?
Acceptance level is probably better than it's ever been.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like.
But you've been a big part of that though.
I guess so. I mean,
yes,
I think
yes.
Okay, well, let me just say that with the preface that we've all stood on the shoulders of those before us.
Sure.
So if there was some things I was able to do, awesome. Hopefully those that would come after me will continue to do the same thing. I think maybe even conversely, some of the flack I've gotten of not being, true to the artistry or being too youth groupy or too pop or too CCM or too suburban, too white, I have to preface that by saying, had I not been those things, there would not have been this type of success level.
Right.
So those that have to go in there on a watered down level.
Now it's cool to do that.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think, it's what I compare it to? It's like I've been in this like CCM jail for almost 15 years of my career. All of a sudden they let me out and I'm like, wait a minute. Everything's changed. Like I got out of jail now. And not that I'm saying CCM music is a jail. It's just I've had to operate in this bubble to survive, and that's okay because I don't make any apologies for that.
Right.
But I do feel so great about where Christian hip hop is right now, because what's essentially happened is those that grew up with the music are now in charge, and that's why it's changed. So the powers that be it the youth pastors, the programmers, the gatekeepers, you name it.
They grew up on this music.
They grew up and they didn't stop listening to it, and so in the church, on some levels, there's just more acceptance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I used to tour, it was always rock bands. It was always rock bands playing on the loudspeaker. It was always like I was the token rapper.
The token
now,
rapper.
They don't even want rock.
Wow.
The rock industry side is struggling. And the Christian hip hop side, while still has ways to go, is infinitely more accepted than I've ever seen it. And I think that's a great thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we continue to steward it well.
Yeah. Yeah.
God willing.
What do you think some of those inroads are that we need to make? Like some of the things, I shouldn't say inroads, but just some of the things we need to do better in order to make this probably what it could be.
Well, I think it's just the basics. I mean, I think we need to tour better. We need to tour with more packages. I don't think we're not doing any of these things already. I think it's just going to be now a time of just continuing to steward that platform. You know what I mean? So if we get on this stage where we've never been before or in a venue, not only just kill it, but kill it off stage. Treat people with respect. Serve the community. Have a good attitude. Leave the place better than when you were there.
Yeah.
All these things are stewarding the opportunities better. If we can do that, I think you will just continue to see things grow.
Yeah.
From top to bottom. But the touring market is struggling just like any other live event market.
Why you think that is though?
Because we're all on our phones right now, basically. Yeah. We're all basically
watching this on the phone, right?
Yeah, you're watching this on the phone while you probably have the TV on at the same time, while your mom's talking to you, while you are also checking your Instagram. So we are so distracted.
Yeah.
We don't have the same.
We ain't got time to go to the show.
Not even that. We just okay. Put it this way, and I don't want to sound like old man Jenkins in the room, but when I fell in love with the group, all I had pretty much was that cassette or CD to look at. I didn't know anything about them. I didn't know when they were coming to my town. I didn't know barely what they looked like, much less what they were like. Now, in a click of a button, you know their Wikipedia. You know every show they've done. You know every song they do. You know exactly where they're coming. You know what they just tweeted 5 seconds ago. While on one hand, that's great. It's the other hand is that familiarity breeds contempt. And we lose some of the mystique. So an artist comes. It may not be the same incentive to go see them. And the budgets are less. Youth ministries, not that all Christian rap does youth ministry, but is the last to get the money.
Yeah, so if your show isn't like spectacular, what's the incentive, right?
Even if your show is spectacular, they may not have the money, period.
Yeah.
So you may have to come in less, or you may have to come in with less of a setup, or you may just not be able to do it. That because that youth pastor is just literally trying to hold on to his job, or they may have lost their youth pastors this year because they can't afford one. I mean, that's just a budget thing, period. You know what I'm saying? So in my humble opinion, it's weeded out a lot of the people that weren't doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Those that still have a passion to serve and to minister and to be, benefits and essentials will continue to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God pruned the vine a little bit.
Prune it a little bit, right?
On the Mwendo radio show. On the Mwendo radio. On the Mwendo radio show where it's much more than music.